Welcome to MumAbroad's YouTube channel. I'm joined today by Célia Pronto. She's the Managing Director of Love Home Swap. As an award-winning website that was recently voted the best holiday or home exchange platform in the 2021 Shorties Awards, the company's mission is to transform the way the world travels. Drawing on more than 25 years of experience in various sectors, including travel, hospitality, and technology, Célia has specific expertise in digital transformation, growth, and brand innovation. She's passionate about creating an inclusive workplace in which her team can grow and develop through mentoring and support, and is particularly focused on supporting women in business. Outside of Love Home Swap, she sits on 3 boards as a non-executive director, as well as being an ambassador for Women on Boards who focus on supporting their members reach the boardroom. Hi, Célia.
Hi, how are you, Jane?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Célia, let's start by talking about Love Home Swap. What was the inspiration behind the company?
So the inspiration came 10 years ago. We're 10 years old this year, which we're very, very proud of. But the inspiration came to our founder on her way back from a horrendous trip to St. Lucia in the Caribbean. She was on her way back. She'd been traveling with her 2 kids, had had an awful experience, and on the plane on the way back happened to watch the movie The Holiday, which you may know stars people like Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz. So she was on the plane, watched the movie, and that gave her the inspiration for Love Home Swap. She thought, well, I can do it better, and I'm going to set up that platform, and that's where we were born.
Célia, the website states, start swapping in just a few steps. Is it really that easy?
It really is. We pride ourselves on trying to make it as easy as possible and to keep things simple. In fact, that's one of our values. So our members simply enter the dates when they want to travel. They choose the location. They can even narrow down their search using a number of filters. So, for example, if they're looking for a home that's pet-friendly or equipped for kids. We also group properties together to make it even easier for people to find what they're looking for around themes like by the sea or mountain view. So for those who aren't 100% certain what they're looking for, they can simply select the type of holiday they're looking for to get some inspiration. Once they've found the types of homes that they're interested in, they send the homeowner their swap request and get the dialogue going. At which point homeowners will let them know whether the home is available or not, and they can arrange dates and agree the swap. We also try to make it even easier by having 2 ways for people to swap. So firstly, we offer a classic swap, which is literally what it says. So I come to yours, you come to mine, and typically those take a little bit longer to agree. Because obviously people need to align on dates and travel plans. The other way in which people can swap, which introduces some flexibility into the process, is through our points swap. And this is where you effectively trade points, which is our virtual currency. So you earn points by allowing people to stay at your home. For example, you happen to be visiting relatives or traveling for work. You can earn points by hosting people. And those points you can then use further down the line to go and stay in somebody else's home. The other thing we've done to make it even easier is to make sure that our website is optimized for both desktop and mobile use. So we make it as easy as possible for people to access on whichever device they would prefer.
And Célia, is it literally a like-for-like swap? Or could I, for example, swap my 2-bedroom apartment in Barcelona for a 5-bedroom house in London, for example?
So you absolutely can. We do find that our members swap for many, many different reasons. Sometimes it's because they really want to go back to a specific location they've been to before. Sometimes they swap because they've got friends or family in their hometown and they're trying to get back to visit them. And sometimes we find that they're simply open to swapping because it's a destination they've never considered before, and they fancy a break and exploring somewhere a little bit different. So we generally do encourage people to be open-minded to where they go and also who they host. As an example of some of the, I guess, unusual swaps that people might not have thought would happen, we do have one of our members who swapped a one-bedroom flat in London. Well, she has a one-bedroom flat in London. And last summer, she exchanged her home for a gorgeous family property in Cornwall. But we also have members in Toronto who traded homes in their own city. So they were both based in Toronto. One of them owns a family home which has a swimming pool and is located in the suburbs. And one of the other members has a bachelor pad literally located in the heart of Toronto. And so they swapped for the weekend. So the city dweller got to go and experience the peaceful life of the suburbs, and the person who lives in the suburbs got to experience the buzz of city life.
Cool, very cool. Celia, do you think that this is a convenient way to travel for families, and particularly families with babies and young children?
Absolutely. We believe home swapping is one of the perfect ways to travel if you're traveling with children, but especially if they are young children. Especially because when you do travel as a family, the other homeowner's home is equipped for family life. So kids get to experience plenty of new toys to play with and garden equipment. So there's less of a need to pack as much when you travel. We also find that families swap extra, can I call it, paraphernalia? So things like baby gates and high chairs and all the small details that make all the difference. Things like robust plastic cutlery for weaning babies. And we also find that families often choose to swap additional assets like their cars and car seats. But really it is up to the families, obviously, to choose what they wish to swap. But we just find that it makes it so much easier when you're traveling as a family to undertake a home swap.
Yeah, as a mum of three, I get that completely. And obviously, the less that you have to travel with, the better. The less stressful travel is with children. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also little things like having access to a washing machine and tumble dryers, all those little things that just make the big difference to having a relaxed and stress-free holiday.
There are many other home exchange websites around. What do you think makes Love Home Swap stand out from the others?
Well, the first thing I would say is our customer service. We are real people behind a website, and I think sometimes the temptation is to think that when you run a platform business, especially one such as ours, that it's all anonymous and they aren't real people at the end of the phone that you can reach out to and speak to. And we pride ourselves on really taking care of our members. We're also really proud of our members and our community. In all honesty, when people first sign up, they don't sign up because they're looking for a community. They join us because they are looking for somewhere fantastic to go and visit. But what they love is our community. And they really discover a community of like-minded travel lovers who are all very passionate about home swapping, but also love home swap. We're really fortunate. We've got many of our members who go on to be ambassadors and do journalist interviews because they really love what we have to offer. Many of our members have been with us since the very beginning. And we're often told by them that it is that sense of community in our customer service that is so very important to them. I think the other things that differentiate us is our breadth. We have a presence in over 100 countries with more than 18,000 homes on the website. So we do cater for every taste and need because we have that breadth of choice. Everything from your sleek apartments to luxurious villas. There's just so much to choose from. And then, of course, as you mentioned at the top of the interview, we're exceptionally proud to have won in the Shorties Awards this year as just a validation that what we're doing matters and makes a difference to our community, given that those awards were attracted about 69,000 votes, I think it was. So it was a validation of everything we do.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What, Celia, is the most unusual home that you have on the website?
Oh my goodness. I wish I could pick out one, but we do have a few favorites which are just so unusual. So we have a 10-bedroom castle in Scotland. We also have a home in Malibu, which is a Boeing 747 wing house. So effectively, it's built under a wing from a Boeing 747. It's incredibly unusual. It's been featured in a whole host of TV series. We also have a luxury camp in the heart of the Sahara Desert in Morocco, alongside a grand designs home that was featured, which we call the Sawmill House, located in the UK. And then finally, we also have one which I personally love, which is a luxury yurt in the Yorkshire Dales. So just such a variety and breadth of homes. Every day I discover a new home that I love and that I desperately would love to go and visit.
Do you use the site yourself?
So I have unfortunately not yet had the privilege of being able to do a home swap. And the reason for that is I joined the business at the end of January 2020, 5 weeks before we went into lockdown.
Talking of lockdown and COVID, obviously this has had a huge impact on the travel industry. Have you seen a rise in people swapping homes within their own country rather than going abroad?
Absolutely, and it's been really marked across all of our main markets where we've seen this real increase. In many cases, a doubling of staycations, where people just want to get away and still want to leave the same four walls they've been stuck in for the last 14, 15 months.
What should guests and owners be thinking about during this period of the coronavirus?
The first thing I would say, which was surprising to us, as we went into lockdowns, we were worried that people might be nervous about going to stay in each other's homes and that we would see a real impact on people's openness and willingness to host other people in their homes. But that's not something that we've seen. In fact, we've seen the opposite, where people actively want to go and stay in a home because they feel safer and they feel more in control of the environment. But to help provide that additional reassurance, we've created enhanced cleaning guidelines, which all of our members have access to. And this just gives them a handy little checklist of the things to check to make sure their homes are clean, and also gives them, just some advice on the things that they can do. We also are continuously creating new content that we think will be helpful for our members. So things like, do they need to carry evidence of vaccinations depending on the country they're going to, what the quarantine requirements of the country might be, and whether they need proof of a negative test. So we do try and provide that additional content. But overall, we have found that people just feel so much safer. And also frequently, because there is a bit of a lag between the homeowner leaving and the guest arriving, and we know that the virus does have a finite lifespan on areas like surfaces, I think that just gives people that added layer of reassurance.
Celia, how can potential members be sure that people coming into their homes will be respectful of their environment? And how do you vet members?
So we don't specifically vet our members. There's no real way in which we can do that. What we do typically find is that our homeowners are very, very respectful of each other's homes. And I think that's because of the intimate nature of the exchange. If I'm coming to stay in your home and you're coming to stay in mine, I'm going to look after your home because I know you're staying in my home. So it's a very different kind of experience to the one you would get when you simply rent a property and go and stay there, because that's a far more anonymous transaction. With the very nature of home swapping, people get to know each other. They swap stories about where they live, their neighborhoods. I mentioned about families swapping car seats and cutlery and toys, etc. All of that leads to a very, very different kind of connection that homeowners have with each other. So we find we don't have any issues with people not respecting each other's homes or properties, but we do always advise that homeowners set expectations up front about what is or isn't included and what they would expect with respect to how the home is left at the end of their visit.
And do members write reviews on the website after they've done a home swap?
Yeah, we proactively invite our members to review two things. So firstly, we ask them to review the home so that they can give a description of the home and what their stay was like. And then independently, we ask them to rate the homeowner. And that just allows us to give our members really, really good visibility of both of those aspects. Separate to that, we also invite our members to review us on Trustpilot, and that's more about us as a business to get a perspective on our customer service and whether we are giving our community the things that they want. It just gives us that independent verification. So yes, we're very active in terms of trying to get that feedback.
Just to finish, Celia, I know that you like to promote women in business, which is something that we like to do as well here at MumAbroad on our website. Can you tell us about your role as ambassador with Women on Boards?
Absolutely. So Women on Boards is an organisation which was originally started in Australia and then it expanded to the UK. So it does operate across a number of different countries. And what they actively try and do is to grow the pipeline of female talent to get more women, firstly into executive positions, and secondly onto boards themselves. So what they do is they provide everything from training across everything from body language to your CV to how to behave around the boardroom, what the boardroom is, through to some very useful training like how to read a P&L and understand financials. And then they also help people who have successfully been able to make it onto a board to help navigate the boardroom and continuously develop their skills. So it's that full end-to-end, how do we get more women into senior positions? And I'm so proud of the organisation and so delighted to be involved with them to spread the word and to try and actively encourage more women to take on senior roles and to spread their wings and get into the boardroom.
Just out of curiosity, do you have a lot of female colleagues at Love Home Swap?
Yeah, we do. We are a 50-50 gender balance team. And in my senior leadership team, we are a 50-50 gender balance as well. And I'm very, very proud of that.
Celia, it's been great talking to you today. I love the idea of the website, and I will definitely be taking a look at some point over the weekend. If people would like to know more, the website details are at the bottom of the screen. That's lovehomeswap.com. And there they will be able to find more information plus contact details. Thank you very much, Celia.
Thank you.